Hi everyone, I've done quite a few videos now where I've been looking at my Mercane Widewheel Pro scooter and just how fantastic it is and just how chuffed a bits I am. But I also wanted to do a short video here looking at some of the issues I found with the scooter. This might sort of sway your mind and you might have a different opinion to me if I sort of tell you a little bit about them. Also, I think it would be a good sort of starting point for where Mercane Widewheel can actually go forward from this into the sort of 2021 model or future models that they do to try and improve the scooter. So here's just a few points that I sort of come up with. I suppose the first thing I wanted to say was around the power modes that it has. So when you sort of get the scooter out of the box, you'll find it has an eco and a power mode. But you also learn through time, and I think I've said it in some of my previous videos, is you can actually de-restrict the scooter as well, you do this by holding these two buttons here and then the handlebar at the same time, which then takes you to like a P menu. If you select P1 and then change the settings to the number 1, you'll find that it actually the scooter will go a lot faster in those two different modes, the eco and the power mode. So what it means is you get in restricted mode, you get eco mode, which will go about 12 miles an hour. In power mode, restricted, you'll go up to about 15 miles an hour. And if you de-restrict the scooter, you'll go at eco mode, you'll go 20 miles an hour. And then at power mode in de-restricted, you'll go 26 miles an hour. So it's 4 really good, really well-timed power modes that it has. And it really makes it so much easier for you to go along using those different power modes. The drawback though, is that you'll see that it's easy to flick these two different menus from between eco and power mode as it is. You can even do these as you're going along, but then to change it between de-restricted and restricted, it's a lot harder. You actually have to brake, pull over to the side of the road, again, use these 2 fingers and the handlebars, change the settings, then go back again. You know, it takes like sort of 20 to 30 seconds to do that. And it just makes it a little bit of a pain when you're having to, like, you're going along and you have to pull it over. It'd be so much better if there's just a button like here or something that you could, or a switch that you had to flick. I don't even mind having to pull over, but to pull over and then you spend 20 seconds just changing the speed, you feel that you've sort of lost any sort of momentum that you're having going along on your scooter, and it's just a bit of a pain, to be honest. So I think they can make it a little bit easier. Obviously, I know that they want to sort of make it so it's hard to de-restrict it, but you can do it through the system anyway. So I don't really see, it's not exactly a massive government secret or anything. So I think they can make it a lot easier. Next thing I want to talk about was the throttle. So there's 2 separate issues with the throttle, but it leads to the same sort of issue with the performance really. If I just sort of turn it off and I'll show you what I mean, you'll see that the first issue is with the range of the throttle. So you'll see here, this is the full range. So it's off and then fully on. And you can see it's not even like goes quarter of the way around. It's very, very limited, the range that it goes at. What that means is if you're trying to like, if you're going full power, it's no problem whatsoever. But if you want to go like part the way down, and then you're going over a bumpy road, you'll see it sort of starts to move and jutter. And that's a big issue when you've got a big powerful scooter like this with two motors on each, one on each wheel, then you find it really, even the slightest slight twitch will make the scooter jerk forwards, and it's really hard to sort of keep going at a constant speed. I went for a walk the other day with my wife, and it was really hard just to sort of, she was walking, sorry, and I was on the scooter, and it was just hard just to sort of go at a very low speed with her. Made it sort of nigh on impossible really. And then again, the other issue, as I'll show you, leads to the same issue, which is obviously that you can't go at low speeds, is this issue here, which is you'll find there's quite a big lag in between when you put the power down on the scooter and it actually starts to go forward. So if I show you, just watch this. So you put the power down, then you see the time when the actual scooter starts to move. Oop. See? See, it's not instantaneous. You put the power down, then it moves. Power down, then it moves. And sorry, I just wanted to go into my wall. But yeah, it's you'll see there's quite a massive gap there between the difference. And again, that just makes it, it's not so much of an issue, but it just means, and you do get used to that, but it just means you can't go at low speeds because it's just, like I say, I was going for this walk with my wife the other day. The only way I could do it was like accelerate, brake, accelerate, brake, accelerate, brake, just to try and sort of like go at such a sort of, just to try and keep at the same regulated speed as her. Yeah, which is a bit of a pain. So that was the sort of issue with the throttle. Tyres. So yeah, it's tyres. If I go down here low to show you, this is probably quite a good actually. You'll see that these tyres are actually fantastic in a lot of ways. So they're great in dry weather because you can see they're essentially like slicks. So they're incredibly grippy in dry weather. And the width of the tyre really makes you feel sort of so stable going along. It's almost like, you know, driving a sort of car. You don't feel like you're going to fall off or slip around and slide around. When it's wet though, or icy, the opposite is true. Because what you find is that because there's no grip, you're braking, you'll start to slide. You'll also start to go around corners. You'll start to sort of, the back end will slide out a little bit. And you see here, this is because it's on its kickstand at the moment, it's tilted to the left, which is essentially what you like when you go around a corner, because you have to tilt over a little bit. You see it runs right on the very edge of the scooter, and there's no grip here whatsoever. It's just slick. So if you're going around a corner and it's wet, you'll start to see the back end slip out. And I fell off once when it was wet because of that issue. Essentially, it's just very slippery and can be quite dangerous. So I don't know why. I don't know why they don't either give you the option to buy it with a sort of, you know, wet weather grip tires, or even just sell a sort of separate tire separately, add-on where you can just buy it and do it and put it onto your scooter as an addition. Might be a lot better, but I just find it a bit of a pain that, yeah, it doesn't have to wet with the tire, especially when you live in England like me and it's wet. And I'm always like basically watching the weather to make sure it's dry enough for my scooter. And the ironically is the actual scooter is very good at, like, it's very waterproof. You know, no water will get in it or anything when it's raining. It's just very slippery, which is a bit of a pain. The next issue I have is around the actual standing board itself. So I actually like this, so it's not an issue, but I think it's probably be an issue for some people. I like it because of the style of it, but you see it's very, very thin, and I think it looks really good. It's actually really grippy as well. This sort of this stand board, there's no slipping or anything on it. It's really grippy, but it's very thin, which is fine if you're sort of going along. My sort of go along style is a bit like this, yeah. So it's where I'm actually one foot in front of the other, makes it a lot easier. But some people I know like to go feet side by side like that, and you see I've got very small feet. So you see it's there. It's so I get one off. You see it's actually doesn't, my feet just go over the edge. You can't really go along like that on it. It makes it sort of a little bit impossible really. The only way to do it is one foot behind the other, which makes it absolutely fine. This back bend actually has for a foot stand as well if you wanted to. It doesn't have the grip on it, but you can put your foot there and it actually makes it a lot easier. But that just might be an issue for some people, I think, when you're going along. One other issue I want to say as well is around the light. So I bought this sort of secondary light to sort of get around this solution. This is only like £20 or so. But you'll see that the light that comes with the scooter, I don't think it's very bright at all. I'll show you the difference actually. So this is the light from the actual scooter itself. And then if I turn off and then use the one that I bought, you'll see the difference is, you know, massive. It's so much brighter. There you go. There's the difference between the two, right, side by side. You see that the one I bought was so much more powerful. And that's the main sort of drawback is I don't think that would really be bright enough for going along in the dark by itself without a sort of light that comes with it. But it's good that it comes with one. I mean, people will be able to see you, just that you wouldn't be able to see things that you're coming along on the pots and the bumps and stuff like that. So two more points. So next thing I'll say is about the weight of the scooter. And what I'll do with this is I'll just drop it down. I don't think I've shown anyone yet how to actually drop the scooter down. You've probably seen this on other videos anyway. to make it collapse, you turn this, and you push this button out here. So I'm holding my phone so you can't see. And now a bit more. And you push the button and it comes down. Okay, and you can just tighten it up like that through turning it through that. Okay, so if I now try and lift it up, see, it is incredibly heavy. And I'm not a big person, I know, but it's very heavy and it's difficult to haul up and down stairs or anything like that, which makes it a little bit difficult. But I think that's the sort of price you pay when you get a good battery, a good range, to be honest, because it's batteries the thing that adds all the weight to it. But I try my left hand, you see, it's very heavy until, I think it's 26 kilograms or 27 kilograms, which makes it very heavy. Then whilst it's collapsed, I'll show you the last issue is around the handlebars. So it's really good that they collapse. So you pull them, you see it pull that out and then they slide in like that. But you'll automatically see that the main problem is when you then let go of it after you've collapsed it, it comes back out again by itself for some random reason. So that one will go up, but you can see because it's on a bit of a slope because of the kickstand, that one will just fall away. And I've found a solution to get around it. Because obviously if you've got it in your car or something, you don't want see this, but I've just got this like one of my wife's hair bands here, just to hold it in place like that. Which gives it a bit of an answer to the solution a little bit. But yeah, it's just a bit of a pain, I think, with the handlebars going in like that. Which makes a bit of an issue. But those are the only real issues with the scooter. Let me know what you think about it in the comments, or if any sort of other things that you'd change about it. One thing that people do complain about as well is these wires here. They're a bit big and chunky, but I never really had too much of an issue with that. But yeah, let me know, and if you've got any other comments or anything else that you change for the next scooter coming along the way, let me know. Cheers, bye.